Hello and welcome. My name is Brian McAvoy. This is Two Cyborgs and a Microphone, featuring one of the usual cyborgs, a special guest, and a microphone. Tim and his wife are busy backing up their genetic data in the form of a daughter. Happy birthday, little one. Last Halloween, we had some fun with a special guest whose name is synonymous with sin. This year, we have a different special guest who didn't get Tim's approval because he's too busy to veto me. So, we have a new cyborg in the studio today. Please welcome Stephanie.
Hello.
Stephanie, why don't you tell us why you're our guest today?
Okay, so I'm from the future, and in the future, I'm a cyborg.
Yep, Stephanie is a time-traveling 8-year-old.
Since it's only 2017, I'm only 7 this year.
Right. Could you explain that a bit?
Time travel isn't as great as we'd hoped. We have to temporarily jump into our own body while we're in the past.
So it's kind of like Quantum Leap, but you always end up in your own body.
I don't know what that show is. I'm only 7 years old in 2017.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a classic show.
Sure.
So, you're here to tell us about the future and what technology and cyborgs become, yeah?
Why not? I'm also here to buy some stocks, lottery tickets, and early cryptocurrencies. I'll probably need your help with those first two.
I don't know if I can do that.
Just a sports almanac, then.
Clever girl.
Thank you.
Before we start, can you tell us a little about how the whole world situation pans out for the next few years?
Yeah, let me think. History, well, corporations take over everything. Get used to the phrase Uncle Putin, and you should probably start to learn Mandarin.
Goddamn corporations, are you kidding me?
There you go, that's the spirit. You like Chinese food?
Yeah.
Well, learn to cook it. You'll probably be working in a restaurant.
I'm an engineer. I think I'll be able to find a better job than a cook.
Yeah, we have a phrase for people like you. Learn to walk or take a hike.
That is bleak and entirely predictable.
Why don't you just enjoy that little bit of personal introspection?
Do you have any idea how dangerous that stuff is? You could put a mind out with it.
Yeah, I never touch the stuff.
Smart.
Okay, so in the future, there's pretty much 3 kinds of people. First, there's people without any augmentations.
Okay, so there aren't like some crazy program to round up people and force them to get cyborg implants.
Anytime that was tried, people got like super crazy. Even a corporation is no better than that.
That's good. People shouldn't be forced to get implants.
We do have hostile implants. They're for violent criminals. Let's not talk about that, okay?
Is that as dystopian as it sounds?
Yes. The second group is the corporate cyborgs. These guys can afford the latest upgrades. They're safe and they have a whole bunch of research, but they're heavily regulated.
Okay, so the rich and powerful can afford to have doctors install their upgrades, and they're like totally awesome upgrades.
Yeah.
So what kind of upgrades are these corporate monsters getting?
Penis implants.
Wow, hearing you say that, are you kidding?
Yes. Well, no, they get those too. The corpses, that's what we call them, get upgraded limbs mostly. You can get a whole dialysis machine inside a prosthetic leg, or a second heart in your arm.
Wow, batteries must have come a long way since then. I mean, now, time traveling.
Oh yeah, you guys have to charge stuff all the time. That's so cute.
I feel like you're being a little condescending, more than a regular 7-year-old.
I'm 39 years old.
You look good for your age.
You look good too.
That's the most distressing thing I've heard this year.
Oh, you poor sweet summer child. The last group is the people like me, the grinders.
We use that term right now. Those are the biohackers who install tech into their bodies.
That's like a caveman telling a crane operator they're the same because they can both lift things.
So, things get more impressive than finger magnets and RFID implants.
Oh, be so advanced, got stick with 2 branches.
Snarkiness must be fashionable in the future.
Oh, it is, and we're the bleeding edge. Once the corpses catch wind of something cool we've made, they make a prohibitively expensive medical version for themselves and sue anyone who tries to copy it. Then we just steal their advancements back, like the good batteries, and learn to make something even better.
What kind of augments do you have? In the future, I mean.
Lightsaber hands.
Whoa, are you kidding me?
Yeah, obviously.
Dang.
I have a voice changer, super zoom eyes with full spectrum reception, brain comm, of course, first aid, blood nanobots, and my personal favorite, a cappuccino dispenser.
You're kidding about the last one, right?
I miss that cappuccino dispenser. I guess there is a 4th kind. It's the people who uploaded their brains. We can still talk to them and everything, but for the most part, they don't really want to spend time talking to us. They don't care.
Do you have any advice for people listening to this show in 2017?
Yeah. No one's going to build the next amazing implant for you. If you don't make it yourself, it won't happen. Worse yet, somebody else will make it, and you just get to be a guinea pig.
Well, thanks for listening to the 2017 Halloween special. We hope that was fun. We'd like to invite our listeners to email us at cyborgs@twocyborgs.com. You can also shoot Tim or I an email at tim@twocyborgs or brian@twocyborgs.com. We're updating our site, twocyborgs.com, of course. Check out the store and get one of those hooded sweatshirts, one of the mugs with our logo on the side. You can support our podcast and you can stay warm. This is Brian McAvoy. You've been listening to Two Cyborgs and a Microphone, brought to you by one cyborg in the present,
One cyborg from the future.
Like, follow, share, plus one, and don't forget to subscribe on any of the popular podcast services, including Google Play Music, iTunes, and Stitcher. Help us move up the podcast ladder by subscribing and commenting on iTunes. We're also on Twitter, @2cyborgs. In case you missed it, we also have a Patreon link on our website. You can sign up to get exclusive content and support the podcast monetarily. We really appreciate it, and since we've got a low overhead, any little bit you give goes a long way.
John Connor, come with me if you want to live.